All right, this is the poor intellectual um, poet, and this is my piece, "The Snake and the Rat," which is our basis on the perception of what's good and what we find good and what we find evil in our society by what tells us, what we find beautiful, we find ugly by what someone tells us, and how it's changed over the years and things like that through the perception of what we find. I got the idea because I've noticed that everyone loved the snake inside the pet center, but the rats sit in the other glass just looking, and their only purpose in life is to be eaten alive by this snake that is someone's pet. Um, I got the idea from that, and then it's the snake's involvement in the Bible, maybe the rat's involvement in survival instincts in society. So I hope you like it. It's called The Snake and the Rat. All right, here's how it goes. The Snake and the Rat. Perception slithers on the biased, accursed ground it was founded on, forever cursed to determine the fates of many, yet what is right or wrong. Decision of our fate due to the temptation of what beauty is perceived, a viewpoint where the masses quantity fools us in what is deceived. Did it not tempt man first to take a succulent bite of the fruit of knowledge? Knowledge made us see with eyesight that made us truly blind near the edge. Now we see coils around us to judge through limited perception. The fruit taste awakes a lie that is our eyes see much like a false reflection. Is it the Bible? Is it the Bible just magic where the magician says they're faster than the eye? Or is it a premonition to the truth we take with us till we curl up and die? The perception is a snake that slithers around our existence of what we know. Is it not beautiful with exotic patterns of pure repetition where it will simply grow? The pattern is the same as our eyes stare along its length, admiring head to tail. It can kill you by taking your breath away with venom or coiling death we entail. Every breath being taken away by each contradiction, much like a blind, wasted existence. Even on our deathbed, we reflect how we viewed with common sense. Eve noticed that they were naked in paradise before the stipulations by our own prison. The prison of the mind that lives by society's laws was written in blood by a foolish one. Perhaps blood rushes to the head by the crushing coils, where what we see that is grim. Maybe it is how we struggle to survive, much like the poison in our veins, to decapitate the limb. That limb is our other senses, maybe the grandest of all senses, which is most common. Then think of the rat that crawls among the ruins of a city, victim to crime and bombings. He only survives as he eats anything and lives by what life offers with his inquisitive mind. He is far more numerous than the snake, yet is seen only in disgust as we find. He has no patterns of beauty, but the will to survive under any circumstances. He scuttles in the night as if his walls living life in foreseen dances. He is dirty, hairy, does not glimmer on his scaly, loosened skin. He lives the way he does, where he does not shed his filthy skin within. Why do we praise the omnipotent snake devouring the simple rat? Something of beauty growing stronger, or a pest being reprimanded, with that being that. The snake's perception opens his gaping mouth to swallow the defeated rat. He starts from the head where the mind resides, purposely to digest that first. It takes substance away, and the victim has or offers despite their curse. The snake swallows the rat whole, even waving tail segment by segment. It lays glutinous, unable to move from insatiable appetite, which is very much meant. It must devour all that is not quality and quantity in order to survive. Where quality and quantity become one and the same, how else does rat hide and strive? So the rat scuttles through the underbush, the snake slithers and hunts the rat. Since the beginning of time till the end, that is that. Okay, that is uh, my poem. There are lines that are important, like Eve. When the snake talks to Eve and she sees herself naked, it's understanding that her senses of her eyes takes much more importance over other things. I looked at it like that, and the snake telling her that, where like a magician eye, faster than the eye, you can be tricked easier through certain senses or less common, or there's a lot of if you read it, there's a lot of metaphors and things like that. It's a good poem. I like it. If you want to buy my book, The Edge of the Creative Mind During the Center of Imagination, look for Ralston Road, and you can get all these poems. Um, this is the Black Intellectual Poet, and I'm out.